Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Happy belated Memorial Day. Hope you all had a wonderful long weekend. I, of course, am wrapping up my long weekend today on a Wednesday because my off days with the holiday landed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, working the weekend, Premier League Championship Sunday. Rather big deal. Anyway, we are here at the end of my little 3-day weekend, getting ready to watch some trailers, but also go see the Metsies. I had tickets tonight with my buddy Nico to go see him play the White Sox, but because there's weather at the end of the day that's coming and nothing at the front of the day, they slid it all the way up to 1 o'clock. So we got to boogie, and living in the world of action is one of my favorite places to be. Just went through, Mission Impossible with all the big stunt work, Tom Cruise doing crazy stuff, and then, of course, next week we get Ana de Armas and Keanu Reeves doing some John Wick stuff in Ballerina. And living in that world of action, specifically the John Wick side of it, came across a couple trailers that came out over the last couple weeks that I hadn't watched. I was like, ooh, the perfect pair of trailers for a Wednesday before a Mets game. And this first one is a sequel. Actually, they're both sequels. But the first one is a sequel to a movie that really caught me by surprise. I wasn't really expecting too much, but what Bob Odenkirk gave us in the first film has me so excited for the sequel. What are we talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We are getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for Nobody 2. And like I said, Nobody was one of those big-time surprises for me in 2021. I have watched Bob Odenkirk for pretty much my entire life, whether it be, small stints he would have on things like Seinfeld when I was growing up, right down to getting into Breaking Bad, and then, of course, Better Call Saul. Like, I've watched Bob Odenkirk for years, and action was never a thing that screamed Bob Odenkirk. But that first Nobody really brought the heat and, brought a new franchise to the forefront in combat action, where I was like, they keep making these Nobody movies. Like, you might be talking about Bob Odenkirk the way we talk about people like Keanu Reeves. And I don't think it's quite there, but the action was dope. Odenkirk was so good. And the team they gave him of his father, David, played by Christopher Lloyd, and his brother, Harry, played by RZA, was just such a fun team up. And just the whole situation, him being kind of a normal guy who's retired from doing assassin-y type things and kind of getting pulled back into it. Again, it's that John Wick blueprint that we've seen so many of these types of movies take on since that time. And like I said, I think it was really just the surprise of seeing Odenkirk get a little shredded and absolutely throw down. And the action sequences were insane in that first one. I mean, that bus scene is so freaking good. So the fact that we're coming back for a sequel, which was one of those finger crossed moments, because you get to the end of that first movie and it does open itself up to come back, and you're just like, I hope it does good enough to come back. Well, it's coming back, and the whole cast is back. Connie Nielsen, Chris Lloyd, RZA, Paisley Catarath, who plays his daughter, Gage Monroe, who plays his son, Michael Ironside as Eddie Williams. We're bringing everybody back for this one, including some additions like Sharon Stone and Colin Hanks, which is super exciting. John Ortiz. There's some new faces in here, and hopefully we get into a little bit more of Hutch's background and his story with this second one. But yeah, as long as you're bringing the heat in the action realm, the Seaman is gonna be stoked. So like I said, we got some Mets to go to this afternoon, so let's not waste any time. Let's get the trailer up for you. I've got it in front of me. Now let's take a look at what we are getting with our official trailer for Nobody 2.
I've come to terms with
There
the
he
fact that you
is.
don't have an average job.
Mr. Hutch.
You guys having fun at the convention?
Let's go. We're gonna get an elevator
I haven't seen you
scene.
in months.
What happened to your
So
eye?
he's all the way back
Somebody
in.
found me at the game.
What game?
The one you missed.
Oh, dude, I love it.
And
Like,
some
you
of
go
it's
from a
just
bus
few
to an
days
elevator?
away.
We should do something. Strictly family time.
Come on.
Oh, they're gonna do a family vacation and he's on a mission. Let's go. Yes, Christopher Lloyd. The socks and the sandals. I like the brown socks, too. Absolutely such a grandpa move. Whoa.
I am just so happy that we're all together.
Oh, man. This is gonna go sideways.
Get out of here. Let's go right now.
Whoa!
Protecting your sister, but there are other ways to handle things.
I left my phone.
Hutch,
Yeah,
no.
go get him, buddy. I can't believe that guy hit the back of her head like
You're way
that.
better.
Let's go. Yeah, that was- Oh, they're so creative.
What the hell, Hutch? On our first
Oh, Colin Hanks is playing a sheriff. That's fun.
I think
On our first day,
You're
August
vacationing in an
15th.
old
Let's
letting
go.
bush, full of drugs, crooked cops, and one woman who
Oh,
controls.
so
it
he
all.
genuinely tried to go on vacation. Ooh, Sharon Stone gonna be the bad
You
guy?
wanted to de-escalate the situation.
de-escalate.
De-escalate.
Escalate.
Not Hutch's thing.
Guys, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm here on vacation.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. That's the other thing. Oh my god.
Scorched earth.
The comedy that blends in with the action is so good.
You were just some family man.
Oh, I love that Bob Odenkirk has gone down this lane.
Sides. You're a dad.
Let's go.
Go fix this shit.
Ah, there's RZA. Need it. Ah, shucks.
I told you.
The anger. Just the internal anger that Hutch carries. Vacation beds. Oh man, that trailer did it all. That trailer did everything. Like, if you were unfamiliar with the first Nobody, this trailer just gave you the DNA of that movie and clearly the DNA of this movie. And it's that really tight, nice hand-to-hand combat choreography stuff that, you know, I love. But then it's the mix of humor because Hutch genuinely doesn't want to be doing this stuff, right? Like, it's one of those things where if you look at John Wick, same thing. An assassin, he's been retired, he doesn't do the work he used to do. Somebody does something that kind of makes him have to step out of line, and then you get pulled back into all that stuff. And it's the approach is what I love about Nobody, because John very clearly doesn't want to be there. And Keanu has looks throughout the John Wick movies sometimes where you're just like, if I hadn't gone and whipped Theon Greyjoy's ass, I wouldn't be here, you know? But the Hutch flip to that is like Hutch constantly expressing to the people he is beating the living crap out of that, like, I'm supposed to be retired. I'm just a person. I don't want to be doing any of these things, but y'all are pushing me too far. And that energy that Odenkirk brings to the character fuels the entire film, at least in the first one, and coming off this trailer, seems to be fueling it here. And I love that at the end of the first one, set up the door being open for Odenkirk's Hutch to go back doing the work he used to do. And instead of throwing us into a movie where he's just continuing that work, we're bring back the formula, right? I don't want to be doing this stuff. I'm out. I'm just kind of trying to be a dude that's alive, living with a family. You know, a good family man. And then stuff happens. This one, it's like, okay, I am back in doing this work. But you know what? To save my family, I'm going to go on vacation. I don't want to be doing this stuff, and y'all are pushing me to go and do it. And just everything that was in there was great. Like, the action sequences themselves look fantastic. I am so stoked to get Hutch in an elevator after getting to see what he did on the bus. And kind of similar to what we were just talking about with Fight or Flight, where that had some Bullet Train vibes, but in a different way because you're not on a train, which is just a long, lateral or horizontal move down. You're on a plane, which gives you a much shorter place to go back and forth in tight idles, but nowhere to go outside. Like, you were trapped in the plane. And you're seeing that here with this, where it's like, okay, that first one was the bus, right? Bus has got a little bit more space, but you're on like one, you got one aisle that you can walk down, and you can obviously deal with more guys on the bus. So let's go even tighter, even more enclosed for Hutch, and put him in an elevator. And just like, again, the thing that made the first one work so well was the tight choreography and Odenkirk being willing to just go there and do all of the stuff that he could physically do, and absolutely crushes it when you're watching these sequences. But then, like, again, it's that combo of the action and the comedy, and like Chris Lloyd in the brown dress socks with the sandals, and not just the sand, like the strappy sandal, like, so good. Also, so glad that he's back for this flick. It's one of those things where I've seen Lloyd at a couple cons over the years, and, you know, dude is getting up there in age. And, like, after the last one, which asked him to do some stuff, you know, he had some things to do, and he's clearly going to have some things to do when you see him on that turret gun up on top. Where I want to find it. Because the thing I do love about Christopher Lloyd in these is that you could tell he's really enjoying himself. Is it in here?
Shit.
Yeah, risen back. Yeah, there. Hey, look at him on the turret. God, it's so good. But I do love, like, as he continues to get up there in age, he continues to find roles that he can take on and be. And considering how much action and violence and physicality was in the first one, even in the things that he was asked to do, wasn't 100% sure we were going to get him back, but he's back, and that combo of action and comedy is just, like, literally built into Christopher Lloyd, which is so much fun. And then also, like I said, it's fun to get Harry back in here doing RZA things with a freaking sword. Like, it's so good. Where did he go? You know, and then love that you get the RZA back here. Clearly seems like he's got a much smaller role, probably just going to pop up maybe somewhere toward the end of the movie. But glad you're able to get both him and Christopher Lloyd back in. And I like the fact that Lloyd is like fully on and in for the vacation elements. And then just when you're going through the rest of the things going on in the trailer, besides the action, the wonderful, talented Sharon Stone is in here, and she looks like she's gonna be absolutely batty. Like, I love when you get, like, you know, some of the actors who I grew up with, you know, that are on the older side of things coming in to play roles like this. And Sharon Stone, so iconic for so many things. Put her in a villain role, but put her in a villain role where she can be like diabolically evil feeling, but also completely absurd. Like, when you get that shot of her, where is it? I think it's coming up. Yeah, right here. The shot of her dancing. It immediately made me think Tropic Thunder and frickin' Tom Cruise when he's doing all that stuff as, Len somebody or other. But I love the idea of putting Stone in a spot where she can both be diabolically evil and probably a little scary. Because she's got loose cannon wild card vibes in there, but then, like, can also go and do something like that top end stuff. And then, like I said, when you get into the nobody stuff, like, even in the trailer, you're seeing the camera work be back, like, about what it was with the first one. There's some really cool tracking shots and things where, like, on the action, like this piece here, the camera comes up from behind him as he's moving through. Same stuff that they kind of did with the bus sequence in the first one. So, like, the camera's looking good. The types of setups, like, you're in a fun like being on a vacation, not just a vacation, but a vacation that appears to be at an amusement park of some type. Like, just gives you such wonderful variety. And something like this, I love, because it feels like just a little nod or a tip of the cap to John Wick, which I feel like is a large inspiration to a franchise like this. I mean, all the mirrors, the lighting, like, how you're playing with that type of stuff, I really dig in here. And then, like I said, Odenkirk just looking out for his family, and that, like, that face sums up what nobody is, right? Like, Odenkirk is just annoyed. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to be doing this. And even though he's back in it, you put him in a situation where he doesn't want to be doing it, and you're able to recapture a lot of the vibes from the first one. So I'm very excited. I think Nobody 2 looks absolutely fantastic. The question, of course, is what about you? How big of a fan were you when the first Nobody came out? And like me, were you surprised that Bob Odenkirk would step into this type of role? And after seeing him in it, how excited are you to get it a second time? Anything that you guys got, man. The cast, the action, Odenkirk, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for Nobody 2. Put it down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to y'all down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions, you want to be here as we approach Nobody in August, I believe it said. You just dig the general vibe. You want to show a little love and support to the old C-Man. Well, hey, come join C-Maniac Nation. Super easy. Jump over there. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. C-Maniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the C-Man. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the C-Man, well, then show him a little love right over there.